Subscribe to my channel.
Let's talk about our cats for a minute. Not just as our pets, but as these quiet little souls who share our homes. And the big question is, how do we really get closer to them? I mean, you do so much for them, right? You buy the best food, all the fun toys, those special treats they just love. But have you ever just stopped for a second and wondered, do they really feel it? Do they get it in a way that makes sense to them? Okay, let's really dive into this because it's fascinating. It's so easy for us humans to think we're showing love just by providing stuff. But for a cat, oh, love is measured in a totally different currency. It's a feeling, and it's built on these three quiet, powerful pillars: safety, trust, and maybe the most important one of all, choice. So what we're about to explore, this isn't some list of tricks or hacks. Think of it more like learning a whole different language. It's about shifting how we see ourselves from just a provider of food and shelter to a real partner, someone they can genuinely, deeply trust. So how about we learn that language together? Let's uncover 7 quiet rituals, almost like 7 daily secrets that can build a connection that's so much deeper than just living in the same house. Okay, so secret number 1. And here's the cool part. You might already be doing this without even realizing how powerful it really is. You know that voice, that kind of soft, high-pitched, yeah, maybe slightly embarrassing voice you use when it's just you and your cat, the one you would absolutely never use in front of other people? Well, guess what? That's not you being silly. That's you speaking their language perfectly. See, your cat isn't really hearing the words you're saying. What they're hearing is the warmth, the gentleness in your tone, and that communicates the single most important message they need to hear from you. You are so safe here. All right. Ready for secret number 2? This one is completely silent, but oh, it says more than words ever could. We're talking about the slow blink. So next time your cat looks at you, try not to hold a hard, direct stare. For them, that can actually feel kind of like a challenge. Instead, just gently meet their gaze and then slowly close your eyes and wait. When they blink back at you, and trust me, they will, that is a direct conversation. It is their way of saying, I trust you. Okay. Let's move on to our third ritual. Now, this is where we really start to shift from being just a provider to becoming a true partner. Have you ever dangled a toy, like right in your cat's face, and they just kind of stare at you? Well, they're not being lazy. They're bored. See, their brain is hardwired for the hunt. So you've got to make that toy act alive. Let it hide behind the couch, freeze for a second, and then dart away. When you do that, you're tapping into this ancient instinct. You're not just playing anymore. You're hunting together. The fourth secret, this one might be the most powerful of all, and it requires you to do something, well, something very, very simple. Absolutely nothing. I mean it. In a cat's world, true comfort isn't about constant petting or attention. It's about presence, just being there. Think about it. Cats only truly relax and rest near those they trust completely. So the real connection, it happens when you just share the same space. No expectations, just exist near them. And what you'll notice over time is this subtle shift. They'll start moving closer. At first, maybe just into the same room. Then, onto the same couch. And then, one day, they're right beside you. And this right here is the whole point. They're there not because you asked them to be, but because they chose you. And for a cat, being chosen, that's everything. Okay, our next secret. This one is all about asking for permission. It's about showing this deep, profound respect. So before you just reach down to pet your cat, try this little thing instead. Just extend one single finger, a few inches from them, and just wait. Let them come to you and sniff it. If they rub their face against your finger, that's it. That's their yes. It's like a handshake. And that tiny little pause transforms you from someone who takes affection into someone who respectfully asks for it. Now, our sixth secret. This one requires a little bit of restraint on our part. But wow, does it build an incredible amount of trust. Think about it. When your cat is asleep, that is when they are at their most vulnerable. So by choosing to sleep deeply near you, they are making this huge statement. They're saying, I feel completely and totally safe with you. Waking them up, even for the gentlest of pets, can kind of shatter that feeling of security. So sometimes the deepest act of love is just letting them be. And here we are, the seventh and final secret. This is the one. This is the one that unlocks the absolute deepest level of bonding. So, when you see cats that are truly bonded grooming each other, they almost always focus on one very specific spot, that little area between and just behind the ears. And why there? Well, it's the one spot on their whole body they can't reach themselves. It's an act of service that can only be done by someone they deeply, deeply trust. So when you gently stroke that same spot, it triggers this really profound biological response. It's a quiet little signal that goes back thousands of years, a message that says so much more than words ever could. It says, you and I, we're family. We belong to each other. So you see, right? It's really not about the expensive toys or the fancy treats. For a cat, love is measured in these small, quiet, consistent signals of safety and respect and trust. And once you start speaking their language, well, the entire dynamic of your relationship it changes.
And you'll start to notice it in all the little things. How they follow you from room to room, not because they want something, but just because they want to be near you. How they'll choose your lap over any other spot in the house. And how, when you look at them, they'll be the one to blink first. And that's when you'll know. It's not just that they know you love them. They can finally feel it.
So tomorrow, as you're going about your day, just listen a little more closely. Look for that slow blink. Notice that quiet moment of just sharing space. Now that you know how to listen, what do you think your cat is going to tell you?